Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is amazing. I've got a little bit something heavy to talk to you about later in the vlog, but I'm not going to start that way because I want to have some cool stuff. Why don't we go and take a look at some of the awesome things that are happening here at the Reptarium, set ourselves in a good mood, and then prepare for a little bit of a deep talk. I wanted to show you something really cool with my emerald tree boa. I actually ate earlier and got a really cool video just to kind of show you how big their teeth actually are. Interestingly enough, came back and noticed that it had shed one of its teeth, and I could see it right here on the leaf right here. How crazy is that, guys? Again, emerald tree boas have the largest teeth of any non-venomous snake. That is a giant teeth. And after looking at that video and seeing it eat like that, I do not want to get bit by these emerald tree boas. I've never been bit by an emerald tree boa except for young ones. An adult, I'll pass. I'll be honest with you, because those are some daggers right there. I mean, just look at how incredibly large that tooth is. That is crazy. But again, when I saw that animal eating with that video, yeah, I was like, those are some pretty major teeth. Little update on the little savu python that we're holding back and actually raising up, and you can really see that octogenic color change starting to happen. Remember how it was like reddish orange as a baby? Now it's starting to look a little bit more brownish. More of that kind of dark patterning is coming through. It's starting to get its adult colors. And of course, eventually it's going to turn into an animal that looks just like this. You know, that's basically almost like a grayish brown, little bit of rust pigments coming through, a little yellow in the belly, and of course those really silver eyes. I love savu pythons. I think they're one of the most underrated Indonesian pythons out there. I absolutely adore them. Of course, we only hung on to one female this last year, but this year when we produce, I'm definitely going to hang on to a larger group. Not to mention, I'm going to try to find some different bloodlines so I can add, because I just love these guys and I want to definitely produce more of them. Like I mentioned in the intro, I'm going to talk to you guys about just, you know, some personal things, how I've been feeling. But before I get into that, I want you to know that you can feel anxious, you can feel depressed, you can feel all those things, and you could still be excited and passionate about things. So I never want you guys to think that my excitement for the animals and my positivity on life and the future is fake, because it's not. You know, in the moment when I'm around these animals, sometimes I feel amazing and sometimes I forget all the other things. But I wanted to tell you that before we get into the deeper topic a little bit later in the vlog. Notice the mandarin rat snake just shed out, and she looks absolutely gorgeous. Of course, mandarin rat snakes are native to China and just a really cool animal. When I was younger, I used to see these imported, and they came in relatively cheap, like $50 or so, but literally 99.9% of them perished because they just didn't do well. You got to remember that a lot of the animals that are exported from China actually come from the meat market. So what basically happens is that someone that's interested in actually exporting for a pet trade will go to the meat market where these guys are actually collected from the wild, and oftentimes they'll be in those situations for weeks being neglected and tore up, and by the time they actually get bought, actually maybe rehydrated, then sent over here a long time, they're just too beat up and they do bad. That's why a lot of species I'm not a big fan of importation of, to be honest with you. Mandarins certainly happen to be one of them. Fortunately, about 15-20 years ago, Larry Keller was able to produce captive mandarin rat snakes, and then they did absolutely amazing. I mean, instead of being 99.9% of them not surviving, 99.9% of them actually survive and thrive in captivity, and they are absolutely a gorgeous animal. Right after they shed, I mean, that's one wicked snake. It's been a while since I updated you guys on the vinegaroon that we brought over here. Probably since we got it, I haven't talked about it. You know, kids love creepy crawly stuff. The thing that's neat about vinegaroons is even though it looks like they've got little pinchers on them, they actually can't pinch, and of course they don't have a stinger. Their defense mechanism is to actually excrete a kind of liquid that smells like vinegar, hence the name vinegaroon. Interestingly enough, although these are kind of in the whip scorpion family, they actually don't glow like a normal scorpion under a black light either. They're just a cool animal, and again, really kind of creepy looking, but kids love them, and it's been a huge hit over here at the Reptarium. There's no doubt about it, because you don't have to worry about handing it to someone and it maybe getting stung or pinched or anything like that. The worst thing that could possibly happen is someone's going to smell like a little vinegar afterwards, but this is a pretty cool little animal. I am so excited about this little baby gargoyle gecko right here. May not look like a whole lot right now, but it has a future that is going to be pretty amazing. Of course, this is the Deadpool line. We've hatched a handful of Deadpool babies this year. Of course, we work with Dracula, Deadpool, and another red line, but the Deadpool line is kind of like the most famous from Tiki Geckos. It's just beautifully red, and you can see how rich color this is right now. This is going to be spectacular. This may be the nicest baby that we've hatched so far this year. Just all of those chocolates and kind of rich colors are going to turn super red as this thing gets older. Unbelievable. Again, this is a polygenically bred line for red, right? So you breed the reddest baby to the reddest babies, and that's why we're working with 3 different bloodlines. We don't want to do a lot of inbreeding, so that way we can take Deadpool to Dracula, we can take Dracula to our other red line, and these guys are jumpy little monkeys at this size too. Come on, little buddy. But I tell you what, I couldn't be more excited. I think this is the 5th or 6th baby Deadpool that we've hatched out this year. And we've got a couple more eggs. And of course, we have a brand new male red animal that's breeding a Deadpool female too that's just starting to lay eggs. So the fact is, we should have some really beautiful red babies here coming up this year. The biggest problem is convincing Jessica to ever let any of them go, because she just wants to raise them all up, which quite frankly, I don't have a major problem with. But how cute is that? Look at that. Hey guys, how are you? It's been a while since I've had a little sit down with you guys, and I know some people won't like this part of the vlog, and that's fine. I need to say things to get them off my mind and share my life with you. You know that I last year had a really tough time with anxiety, and it got really, really bad, and worked really hard to get better, and for a few months I was doing so good. I mean, like really making huge strides, and hardly ever felt bad, and you know, I want to share and I want to inspire you guys, because you could get through those things. You could get through them when you're dealing with mental health, and but there's also times that you regress too. You know, I want to be honest with you guys about that as well. And you know, it's not always the road to success with mental health isn't always just this upward road, and like I said, I was doing so great. The last week and a half or so has been a bit tough for me again, you know. Just not feeling great, you know, just feeling scared about regressing more than I should, you know, and that's the problem, is that you have to believe that you're not going to. And when you get into times when you feel out and it's getting to me, it's you start swimming in it, you know, and it becomes almost unbearable. And the only reason I'm coming and telling you is because I feel I have to get this off my chest. I always want to be honest with you guys. You know, life is not always great, you know. There's ups and downs, and the last 7 or 8 days haven't been as good as they have been. I am 1000% positive that I will go back to being good again. I don't know how long it's going to take. I hope it's quick. I've learned a lot of tools that to get through these things: meditation, mindfulness, gratefulness, and I am grateful. I'm so grateful. You have to remember that, you know, I live the best life. You know, I have everything I want. I live my dream, and that's the thing. I know sometimes people will say, you know, stop crying, stop feeling down, stop feeling anxious, you've got everything, you don't deserve. It's not about what you have, it's not about what your life is, it's not about it. Sometimes it's just about something in you that triggers things, you know. Obviously there's a lot of childhood trauma in my life, and sometimes it pops up, and sometimes it's hard to get through it. But you guys help me a lot, and your support, your prayers, and your great energy means the world to me. And I just want to tell you that I love you guys, and without you, I don't think that I could have made it this far. And I want to inspire you guys to keep going, you know. If you're suffering, you know, it's going to get better. I'm suffering a little now, but I'm going to get better. if things are going to be better in the future. And I wanted to update you, and I want to take you along on this journey because maybe you had suffered and were better, and you regressed a little bit. And I don't want you to feel like you're alone. We're going to get through this, man. We're going to get through this. The world is a freaking crazy place right now. It's a scary place. And anyone that even has a touch of mental health issues is really struggling. And I just want you to know you're not alone, and that we will get through this. The world will get back to some normalcy eventually. Whether it's 3 months or a year from now, it will. And we will all survive this. So I don't know. I just had to talk to you guys for a minute. You know, I know some people, when I do this, will ridicule me. They'll say I'm weak. But I don't think that at all. I think it's the opposite. I think it's great strength to be honest and to be able to be vulnerable. And through that vulnerability and honesty, I hope that I can inspire you to get out of bed and go do bigger things. And eventually, you know, we all will be happy and we'll all love life. And yeah, it's been a rough week, but it's going to get better. It's going to get better. I promise you, it's going to get better. And so let's do this together, all right? Together we can make this journey, and together we're going to be great. So I love you guys, and sorry, but again, I every now and then I want to just be honest with you because I know it's going to make an impact on somebody, and that's what matters to me. And with all that said, I'm going to end the vlog here because there's really nothing else to say and do after this. I'm going to be okay, guys. Don't worry about me. I'm going to be okay. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. You know all the gig, you know, subscribe, like, all that stuff. At this point, a lot of that doesn't matter at this point, but it matters in the end. But last time I came to you, I ended the vlog and I said, I hope I'll see you tomorrow. And someone had reached out and said that they loved when I always said I promised I'll see you tomorrow. And that was the only time I ever didn't say that. So today I'm going to promise I'm going to see you tomorrow, and I'll have a smile on my face tomorrow.